Hi, everyone. I'm Lydia, and welcome back to Open Bible Conversations. I'm here with my friend Luke, and today we're tackling a question that so many of our listeners have asked us.
Hey, Lydia. Yeah, we get this question all the time. Where do I even begin with the Bible? And honestly, I totally get why people asked it.
Right.
I mean, when you pick up a Bible for the first time, it can feel pretty overwhelming. You've got 66 different books written over thousands of years, different writing style.
Exactly.
It's like walking into a huge library and someone says, just start reading somewhere. Where do you even begin?
That's such a perfect way to put it, Luke, and I think that's exactly why a lot of people feel intimidated. But here's what I always tell folks who are just starting out. There's no wrong place to begin.
Yeah.
And if you want my honest recommendation for first-time readers, I'd say start with one of the Gospels in the New Testament, maybe the Gospel of Mark.
Oh, that's a great choice. Why Mark specifically?
Well, Mark is the shortest Gospel, and it's written in this really clear, straightforward style. It moves quickly through Jesus' life and ministry, so you get the whole story without feeling like you're slogging through dense text.
Right.
Plus, it gives you this really solid foundation for understanding who Jesus is and what his message was about. Once you've read Mark, the rest of the Bible starts to make more sense.
That makes total sense. And I love that you mentioned there's no pressure, because I think that's huge. A lot of people think they need to understand everything perfectly or read it in some specific order.
Exactly.
But really, the Bible's meant to be encountered, not conquered. You don't have to have all the answers on day one.
I love that. Encountered, not conquered. That's beautiful, Luke. And you know what? Even those of us who've been reading the Bible for years are still discovering new things. It's not a test you need to pass. It's more like having a conversation with a really good friend. Sometimes you'll understand everything they're saying, and sometimes you'll need to ask questions or come back to it later, and that's completely okay.
Absolutely. And here's something practical that might help. Don't feel like you have to read huge chunks at once. Maybe just read a chapter or even a few verses, and then think about what you've read.
Yes, that's so good.
Quality over quantity, you know? It's better to really engage with a small section than to speed read through entire books.
And if you're feeling curious about Old Testament stories, things like Noah's Ark or David and Goliath that you might have heard about, don't hesitate to jump around and explore those too.
Right.
The Bible isn't a novel that you have to read from beginning to end. It's more like a collection of letters, songs, stories, and wisdom that you can explore based on what you're curious about.
That's such a freeing way to think about it. So, for our listeners who are just starting this journey, remember, take your time, be curious, ask questions, and don't worry about getting everything right from the start.
Exactly.
The most important thing is that you're opening yourself up to this incredible conversation that's been going on for thousands of years.
And we're so glad you're here to be part of it with us. Thanks for joining us today on Open Bible Conversations, and we'll see you next time.